The book of lists, some of you may remember, one of the versions they came out with said, the greatest fear that people have is getting up in front of a group to speak. On that same list, death came in 5th. So I have now entitled this program, I'd Rather Die Than Give a Speech. And people are serious about that. They'd rather die than speak. I want to try to help overcome that. It's a natural fear, but how do we get better? We work at it. You have a handout. Many of you have handouts. If you've downloaded that handout already, please use your download because we're so happy to have a bigger crowd than we anticipated. We hope if you don't have one, you will at least look on. And if you give me a business card, I will. If you have extras, please let the people know. We'll pass them around. Now, normally what I like to do, I like to give you the stuff filled in. I don't try to use too much electronics because it usually doesn't work for me. I have bad luck with electronics. I've learned through the years of speaking that people remember what you hear to some extent. And if they hear it and see it, they'll remember it longer. But if they hear it, see it, and do something while they're doing it, they will retain even more. And then they take it home, but you don't put it on the bottom shelf. You put it right alongside your goal cards. Something that you can actually use. So I'm going to talk about the 6 tips from the program. The program is much longer, obviously, to be improved in your presentation skills. I can't do it in a few minutes, and 6 tips. But I took 6 of my most passionate tips that I'd like to share with you to give you a flavor of what we can do and what I can help do. And the first one is this. I have some do nots and do's. My first do not is this. Do not apologize for anything. Fix it. I really get excited when people come up and say, I didn't have time to check them. Is this on? I didn't have time to check it. I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic was so heavy. Leave earlier. I'm not really a very good speaker. What are you doing up there? And don't tell me in 5 minutes I'll know it for myself. And AV, I love AV. I know some of you can't read this up there, it's so small. Fix it. Don't use it. You can, with technology today, put up one word if you have to and extract it. I love financial. Are there any accountants in here? Anybody accountants? They put up the financial statement with 900,000 figures on it and say, well, I know we can't read this, but I want you to see the whole picture. No, you don't. You don't want us to see anything about it because we might have a question. If you do that stuff, it's an insult to your audience that you are not prepared, so that you have to apologize. Don't apologize. Fix it. If your AV isn't good, don't use it. Can you tell I get a little passionate about that one? I get a little excited about apologizing. I get a little passionate about all these things. The second bullet I have for you is do not use inappropriate humor. There's no such thing as a blonde joke, or a sexist joke, or an ethnic joke. Now, people tell jokes, and I try to tell people, where did you find it? Oh, I found it on the internet. And guess what? Everybody else did too. So you're not telling anything they haven't heard. And you can tell that when the audience has already given the punchline before you get to it. So jokes are not bad, but really what's better is humor from your own life. Because people can't steal it, and people probably haven't heard it. So I once was in a meeting with all males, and this guy speaker stood up and said, it's all guys in here. I think I can get away with telling this joke, right? He told this joke, which was really filthy, and one of the people at the end of it got up and walked out. It was a minister from the local church. He didn't know that. The minister never came back. And how many times do you think that speaker got booked? by that group. I was fortunate enough several years ago to write a module on public speaking skills for Optimist International. It's used all over the world and in Australia for helping people improve their communication skills by members of the Optimist Club. I was asked to come to Kentucky to roll it out. I was going to give that presentation the next morning in Louisville. One of the people came up to me and said, Jim, will you help me? I'm presenting tomorrow morning. And he said, I got a great story, and I just want you to help me a little bit with my jokes. Will you just listen to some of my presentation? I said, okay. I said, and he said, will you come to my presentation tomorrow and critique me? Okay, let's see what you got. He said, he started out this way. He said, my opening joke is so related to the topic, I got to use it. He said, there were these two Polacks. And I said, whoa, you can't say those words. You can't talk about Polacks. You know what he said? The Polacks don't care. Everybody kids them. And I said, really? Have you ever asked a Polish person if they like that? I said, you can't use ethnic stuff. He said, oh, the joke is so good. How about if I think of a race of people that no one's ever heard of before? So, you know, the red light's going blink, 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 blink. But I said, like what? He said, well, how about if I talk about the tartans? So the red light's slowing down, but it's still flashing. I said, I guess it'll work. Next morning, he comes up. I sit in the back of the room. He gives his presentation, and he starts this way. Good morning. There were these two tartans, Jablonski and Jaworski. Needless to say, I learned a valuable lesson. Never use inappropriate humor. Please don't, number 3, please don't read your presentation. If they wanted you to read it, they would have hired you to read it. We don't read very well. It's a presentation. It's a talk. It's not a read. People don't read. I mean, if you don't believe it, if you go to church, the poor people that are trying to read during the readings don't read them very well. The only two people that really read good are TV anchors and presidents. Because they get used to reading teleprompters. And they can read really well. But most of us, you read, you got your head buried into the text, and you're following along, and you stumble over words, and you don't know where you are, and there's no voice variations, and there's no gestures, there's nothing. You just read, read, read. If you read it, how many people will really enjoy it? I always say, if you have to read it, email it to me. I'll read it on my own time. I don't need you to read it to me. So, those 3 do nots, and there's many more, but the 3 that I'm really passionate about is do not apologize, fix your problem, do not use inappropriate humor at any kind whatsoever, and try to use personal humor, it's the best, and lastly, don't read your presentation. Here's some do's. I want you to make eye contact if you ever have a chance to make a presentation with people. Make eye contact. And why would I say that? How many of you ever would buy something from a salesperson wearing sunglasses at night in your house? Or how many of you can't trust someone who you're talking to who keeps looking down or away and will not look you in the eye? I can look every one of you in the eye and tell you what I believe because I am sincere. I believe it. And I can look you in the eye with all the confidence in the world and say, yes, this is what I believe. You may not agree. This is what I believe. And if you can't make eye contact, what kind of credibility may you have with the people you're speaking to? Now, eye contact it has to be very subtle. It's not the way I saw a couple of speakers who were trying to do this right, but they did what I called the lawn sprinkler effect. It was, got him, 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 got him. Come on, got her, got her, got her, got her. That's not real effective eye contact, no, is it? But make eye contact, because the other thing is, people will think you're communicating directly with them. And you actually are one-on-one at any time I make eye contact with you, Elizabeth, or any of you here, anywhere. And you can cover a room this size and make eye contact with everybody, even if it's just for a second. So, make eye contact. Number 2, use natural gestures. I don't like people who stand behind lecterns and hide behind them with no gestures. And especially, they're up on a podium that's 6 feet high with a 4-foot lectern and they're 4 feet tall. I want you to get out and be natural. But there are some gestures which are distracting. For example, there is the fig leaf speaker. Hi. How you doing? How's it going out there? Huh? Or there's the flasher. Hey, how you going? I love to be here today. Oh, I'm so excited about this presentation. Or the rocker. Person stands up there and pretty soon starts doing this. Do you ever see anybody do this? Yeah, and people they don't even know they're doing it. And pretty soon, what are you all doing? We're all doing this. And you're taking bets about how long it's before the person falls over. So, be careful of those gestures. I used to have a problem because I'm a rock musician. I've been all my life, and I have a hearing loss. And, yeah, I really am a rock musician. I'm not dead either. I wasn't this morning. I used to have coins in my pocket, and I'd try to be natural, and I'd rattle those coins. I couldn't hear them. My wife could hear them way in the back, and she'd go. And for one Christmas, she gave me one of these things, and I have to carry it every place I go. As dumb as it looks, it keeps me from rattling the coins in my pocket. So using natural gestures. And the last I have for you is voice variation. Did anybody ever fly through Atlanta years ago when they had that computerized voice? When you would get on the train to go from the parking lot to the terminal, it would be something like, the next stop is Concourse B, the color-coded sign on it. Whoa, I'm excited. Have you ever heard speakers do that? Talk in a monotone that is so boring. If their objective is to get you to rest during their presentation, they've accomplished their goal. Especially if you do it right after lunch. By the way, most of us don't realize the voice variations we have. We think we're yelling, and we're not. A voice variation is probably in this range like this. And it's better if you're here. We don't think we're here. We think we're here, we're really here. So volume-wise, and it's good to change. Sometimes you have to yell, and sometimes the best is a whisper. It gets people to shut up and listen to you. And sometimes the best is dead silence. Because somebody will look around and say, did he call on me? Did I miss something? And it's the same with rate. Some people I have friends who just talk like this and they can't shut up, and they this is the way to give a presentation. It's go, 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 go. Yeah, and their goal is to get 10,000 words in 2 minutes. It's good to speed up, but it's good to slow down. You'll be much more effective in your presentations. So those 3 do's from the program are, again, make eye contact, not doing the lawn sprinkler, natural gestures, avoid those that are distracting, but be you. Use hand gestures. Be part of it. Be part of a presentation that shows you body language, but not distracts. And use that voice variation. Speed and volume. See, and it's the presentations, no matter how good people think they are, I truly believe everyone can improve their presentation skills. No matter how good they think they are, they could be better. But the thing is this, it's not how good I think I am as a presenter or how good you think you are as a presenter. It's really important what the people in your audience think of you as a presenter. And if you haven't sold them all as good as you think you are, it won't matter. So if there's an opportunity in your business where you think people can improve their presentation skills, I'm the dead rock singer, Jim Morrison. I'd love to come and help. Thank you very much. Thank you.